Wah! Gumu. Good morning. Discord brain rot. Yeah. Greetings. We did some makeup. Whoa. We also did our eyebrows yesterday. We finally found and recovered our desk mirror. Ow. Whew. That's you. Okay. Continue. Oh. Snack, crackle, and pop. Oh. That's kind of loud.
There will be no peace in my wake.
Yeah. Does that seem loud to anyone else? Maybe not. Well, jeez. Look at all the bodies. Oh, tormented captives. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, we're level up, right. Hell yeah. Okay. Oh, wait. We're getting close. Wait. No. Back. 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 Well, 36. Okay. Neat. So next level? Because think... Yeah. Oh, we leveled up twice? Cool. Your survival in the grim darkness. Okay. Jeez. Okay. Well. Oh, 7% of their dodge? Fuck's our dodge? So 65, and then it's what, 7% of 65? Math. 65 times 0.07? 4. Still might go with that. Whoa, hold on. 2 times int bonus divided by, or 2 plus int divided by 2, so that's 6, 3, 5, 5% to all of that? Yeah. Do we have this? That what the check mark means? Okay. Is this updated? This looks different. Does this game have an update? We think so. Okay. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Numbers. Yeah. Exemplar. But just everyone. What is your dodge? Hmm. Oh wait, Psy? Rating? Oh, it's already at 3. What's your int? 3? Oh, jeez. Four. Sure. Yeah. Hmm. Int bonus divided by 2, so 3%. Wait, that's... You know what? Yeah, sure, why not? Oh, the allies. Ooh. Yeah. Can't die. Oh, okay. I already have that. Then sure. Willpower doesn't really help. Each round, 2 extra damage for every cell between... Oh. Just 10% healing every turn? Jeez. Yeah, sure. Wow. He's pretty good. Almost done. Deadly aim. Or yeah. Okay. There's more loot though. Yeah, this is new. Definitely there's been an update to the game. Alright, well, hopefully that has improved things a smidge.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
Although the game sounds way louder. Maybe it's just Portal. Just jump into the webway. What could go wrong? Ugh. Whoa, complete chapter 3.
Horrors of Camorra behind them. A long and arduous journey possible only with the help of a Xenos guide lay ahead for the rogue trader and her party. From one strange destination to the next, through unknowable environments, the mere sight of which could drive one to madness.
Oh no. Bonk.
Despite the challenges, they managed to escape the labyrinthian webway and find their way back. Home?
Oh no, where the fuck are we? Is this Janice? Fully shaven commoners in worn coveralls eyes you with suspicion. He is clutching an autogun that looks like one careless reload away from falling apart. The man narrows his eyes and inquires, "Oi, who are you lot? You not bandits, are you?" Upon noticing a non-human in your retinue, the old man grimaces with contempt and clutches the Aquila hanging around his neck. Chumming around with inhuman scum, no less. Begone, you lanky freak. I compel you with Saint Cogninus's name and Saint Nicomedes Kef's name and Saint Darius's name. Is this monkey possessed or simply mad? Yeah, I'm a mistress of this planet, Ivy von Valancus, and I require something of you. Blessed throne, you're joshing me. Your ladyship? These backwards? What an honor. A big ol' honor, this. I'm just a lowborn, small, humble man. I've only ever seen your luscious visage, whatever, on the holy icons in the temples of the capital. What do you people say? What do the people of Janus say about my abduction? Was it? Did some rudder abduct you? Who could perpetrate such villainy? Stealing her ladyship, the nerve. We ain't heard nothing here on old Janus. Things going well? I won't shame myself by complaining. We live, thank be to the God Emperor and your ladyship. We pray for your health every day. Our new masters, the Ulrich, whatever, they're a dignified bunch. They fancy the lone type though, and no good ever come from scholars. But on the upside, they're paying you thrones for your service. You believe it? I hadn't seen a throne in my whole life. They've given us 2 for every month's work. There's this plague going around Janus though. Makes your hair fall out and your skin go pale and your voice disappear. Turns average imperial feeling people into right freaks, scum of humanity. We call folks like that wretches. Scary to look at, better to put them all down. Well, we do, little by little, with poison. Governor Well? Can't say I haven't the foggiest. We've never even heard the governor's name, but still beats living under the cursed heretic Benziza the Bloodsucker. So who are you? I'm a scout, your ladyship. I wander woods, I test the soil. Tech priest told me, once 1,000 steps you have walked, thrust the mystic probe into the soil. Say a prayer, then press the Smogadine seal. Offer 3 prayers to the Emperor, then press the ruby seal. Thus the probe test the land until... Wait. Thus will the probe test the land and tell you what minerals dwell within. You need a shuttle. In a jiffy, your ladyship. Please be welcome to our flying ferry. It's right over yonder in the bush. It's also where our expedition's Vox wizard is staying. So, like, who's that, though? No. Okay. Oh, right. He came with us. Lord Captain will offer protection. I do not wish to be changing one prison for another. Will that there chatty mug be flying to the capital, your ladyship? He's got an awful big mouth. He looks like trouble. Shoot him. Yes, Xenos is coming with me as my guest. Oh, this won't end well. With guests like that, better grab them by the floppers to the pyre. Burn them right quick. Fucking bumpkins. Fucking racist bumpkins. Yeah, they so are. Oh, nice, we're just back. Easy. The high-ranking officer beamed with genuine happiness. Derek stepped forward and solemnly says, "Welcome to the bridge, Lord Captain. Like the rest of the crew, we are overjoyed by your return and thank the Emperor for it." Mazahari presence alone is enough to elicit sighs of dismay and whispers from a crowd. The Jukari ignores all Monkey reactions to his person and surveys the ship's bridge, examining every detail with an ostentatiously businesslike interest. His markedly casual posture is belied by a subtle and unusual tension in his body. "Lord Captain, I'm so glad to see you. I nearly lost it when you up and disappeared on me. I was getting by on stimulants and recap. I barely slept. Also, I could keep listening to whispers for any clue on how to find you. The only other time I felt so powerless was when Lady Theodora..." "Pardon me, Lord Captain, I'm talking nonsense." "Welcome back, rogue trader. No trial could break the will of the Emperor's chosen or stop her from returning to those who have put their hopes in her." first off, how much do you know about my abduction? Not much, Lord Captain. All contact with your party was lost shortly after a supposed pirate boarded the ship and abducted your companion's kinspeople. We immediately sent shuttles with boarding parties to your aid, but we didn't find anyone on the ship save for the crew who had all either been butchered or driven insane. Since your ladyship's body was never recovered, we hoped against hope that you were still alive.
Volcano!
Jeez. Alas, even our most alert auger operators never spotted anything suspicious, and thus our ignominious failure put you in dire peril. Dare we inquire what happened to your ladyship? It doesn't matter. As you command, where was a ship all this time? At an officer's council, we decided to take a ship to Footfall, where one can hear the gossip of our entire expanse. Our agents tirelessly searched for information about your ladyship. Had we heard even a whisper of where you were imprisoned, we would have immediately launched a rescue expedition. While you're away, Lord Captain, we took every effort to find you. That resulted in a number of modifications to the ship that have significantly upgraded it, thanks to the favorable deals made by the Steam High Factorum. The ship is now equipped with state-of-the-art auger systems and detection finders from Cava Gamma. It's quite enough fawning and fussing. Nomos, oh, a group of servitors suddenly stir, their movement frighteningly identical even for automatons. They stare at you and say in perfect unison, "Hello, Nomos have come to welcome you back." We sense that a great deal has been done, a vivid imprint on existence. You did something very important. What is it? Escaped from a dark city of Xenos and showed them mercy. It suits you, what we see in you, light and connections without the urge to destroy. Did Nomos say it correctly? The servitor's chorus, which sounds as a single voice, falls silent. Nomos appears to be waiting for your response in eager anticipation. Glad you're learning to understand me, Nomos. Nomos are glad too. We must go now. We will come to speak with you later. Felt sadness when we could no longer communicate with you, and we were worried about your fate. Aww. Aww. A ship AI missed us. Now then, Lord Captain, shall we get down to business? To defeat the Huns? We have a number of items to go over. The Expanse is in flames, your ladyship. Squadrons and smaller groups of despicable Drukhari raid our system. The cult of a final dawn has emerged in full force, wreaking havoc everywhere. We heard rumors of a fall of Sentinels Prime, House Corda's world, and outrageous sacrilege given how abundant and inexperienced Prometheum is there. Strife has broken out between House Winterscale and House Corda. Chaos reigns everywhere. Only the esteemed Lord Inquisitor is trying to fight it, concentrating all available forces at Footfall to tighten them into a fist to smash the rampaging heretics and Xenos vermin. How fare the worlds of my dynasty? The heretics' meticulous acts make it difficult to maintain athopathic contact with the colonies. The cult of Final Dawn strikes everywhere, and their sleeper agents are active on every planet. On Verobos 6, a mutiny was crushed after a group of newly arrived prisoners succumbed to blasphemous propaganda. But other worlds stand firm against the onslaught of the enemies of humanity and do not succumb to their pernicious influence? What kind of Xenos? Drukhari, your ladyship, their squadrons, both large and small, invading the Expanse, unleashing carnage on planets, taking captives by thousands and attacking ships. It is as if something has poked their nest, if you will, and now they are lashing out. It was us. We poked for BDSM space elves. What's the problem between the other two rogue traders? When Vestine Lord Inquisitioner called upon the rogue traders to join his force, her ladyship Incentia Corda heeded the summons while his ladyship Caligos Winterscale ignored it. Rumor has it that his refusal was defiant in manner and served as a pretext for Lady Corda to declare war on House Winterscale. Winterscale's ships are being hunted and his worlds occupied under the pretense of compelling them to submit to the Imperial Creed. Surprisingly, for all his love of fighting, Winterscale is in no hurry to defend his domain. According to incepted astropathic messages, he and his retinue are currently on Wezia Temur hunting down a Xenos fleet, Aldari by all appearance. So, Xavier Calcazar? What the defense? Exactly. The esteemed Lord Inquisitor Calcazar declared himself commander and commandant of the Coronis Expanse and issued orders to requisition troops. He made Footfall his base of operation as it was the most logistical convenient point. Logistically convenient point. From there, his feet strike through the Expanse, destroying the forces of the Cult of Final Dawn and the abominable Jakari. He may be all that stands in the way of Expanse turning into ashes. When heretics laid siege to Eurofit to a hallowed forge of a cognizant fleet, the Lord Inquisitor sent an enormous force. Now they and the Explorer squadrons recalled from a front line stand together against the heretics in battle for the sacred planet. Anything else? There have been other minor developments. If you so wish, I'll gladly bring them up to speed on a bridge. I would not want to take any more time away from this occasion. Okay. Lord Captain, allow me to make a request. A personal one. While you were away, Zachary Weiss received an athapathic message from Darganus. It concerns my family. The Wurserians have been accused of betraying House von Vocalicus. What? Nani? I cannot comprehend it. The Westerners have served the Rogue Traders dynasty loyally for generations. This is hard to admit, but I'm simply crushed by the news. The accusations were leveled by or on behalf of the Drive Stems, the Governor family. Under normal circumstance, the investigation would not have required your involvement, and my entire family would have been. But being of a noble stock, the Westerners are entitled under an ancient custom to petition for a rogue trader's personal protection once in a generation. Your personal protection, Lord Captain? Do not deny us that honor, I implore you. What if your family is guilty? Then the traders will accept their due punishment. I've never relied on my position as an immunity guarantee, and I will not even try to sway your decision, as long as it's fair and balanced. Tell Zachary Weiss to send a message to Darganus saying I will personally take part in the investigation. Will do, Lord Captain. Grows an inch or two taller. Ugh! Idra hurriedly entered the study, sniffling and hunching her shoulders. She looks haggard. There are bags under her eyes. Her hair is disheveled and her hands quiver slightly every few minutes. With some effort, she focuses her eyes on you and forces a crooked smile. Thank you for agreeing to hear me out, Lord Captain. Here's the deal. After all that happened recently, the voices in my head suddenly flared up and started gabbling worse than before. Don't get the wrong idea. I'm handling them just fine, but I think I know of a way I can get them to settle down a bit. Keep having the same vision over and over again. I'm walking down a corridor and there's a door at the end. I just know that right behind the door is blissful silence. All I have to do is reach out and open it. So I touch it with my fingers. I can feel cold, rough metal, and then suddenly snap out of it and always find myself staring at a wall in some compartment or another. I look behind me and all the doors on the way are open. I have no memory of how I got there. Lord Captain, I'll cut to the chase. Please help me find that door. I'm not joking. This is a matter of life and death. My gut tells me this is the last chance to deal with my power, and if I don't... before I make my decision, I have questions. Absolutely. Ask me anything. What do you think's behind this door? I have no idea. Maybe some incredible implant from the Tech Priest's secret stories. Or I don't know, assume kept in the Inquisition's vault. There's such a thing as archaeotech, right? Plenty of it lying around. Maybe some of it could help me. Visions contain any clues? Vague ones as usual. I think I can hear the muffled cries of some weird birds, and my head is sweating like it's somewhere hot. Surrounded by Rock Creek, your everyday Imperium staff, except it reeks of burnt flesh, fried cables, and chemicals. Sorry, that's about it. Nothing more concrete, but I think if we get close enough, I'll sense it immediately. What if it's a trap? No way, it can't be. Whatever, I'll go alone if you like. Just please help me get there. Find it difficult to believe that suppressing your abilities is safe. Oh, it really not. I'm sure you have heard stories about how people tried to lock psychic abilities away for good and how those psychers would just eventually go insane and explode into little pieces. But if there's a way, no, not to shut my door completely, but to make it so a little tiny crack remains, now that's a different story. I can just feel it. If we find this thing, whatever it is, it'll all be alright. Door you described similar to a door your whispers come from? No? Well, I don't know. It feels different. The one from my vision feels very, I don't know, real? I can touch it. It's definitely not an illusion. It does exist somewhere, and trust me, neither of us want to open the other door. The whispering one. No more questions. We have to find that door. You're too unstable. Yes, Lord Captain, I'll prove to you I deserve a place aboard a ship. As soon as I sense we're close, I'll let you know right away. Ivy, I apologize for barging in unannounced. I've received news I must discuss with you face to face. You recall that I may mention that the Archaeoles Censor was transferred into my remit by a colleague. The colleague in question has contacted me. She requires my immediate assistance. Who is this colleague? Emiliana Witchheart, Sage to the Lord Inquisitor. Tell me more about her. Who is she? An acolyte who was assigned a different range of objectives in a Cronus expanse. Throne, take me. I'm still trying to hide information from you even when I'm asking for your help. Emiliana is a sage, a unique acolyte of an Inquisition who can absorb huge amounts of knowledge and store in her own memory more securely than any data crypt. She entered the Lord Inquisitor's retinue before even I did. Talking to her is a strange experience, but that is barely scratching the surface of who she is. Emiliana is an incredible scholar, an expert on the forbidden and the illicit, and of course she is a loyal servant of a golden throne. When you say the forbidden and illicit, Emiliana carries knowledge as forbidden to common servants of Imperium. She carries this knowledge within herself, as it cannot be entrusted to logs or cogitators. I said before that the acolytes of the Inquisition must shoulder a heavy burden, to come into contact with things that can penetrate and corrupt the soul. For sages, this is an especially tiring ordeal. Emiliana's hypermnesia has been enhanced so that she now remembers everything she sees, however briefly. After many years of service, she has examined and seen enough to become an unrivaled expert in this field. Say talking to her is a strange experience. What does that mean? Since birth, Emiliana has been different from other people. Specialists from the Inquisition enchanted her natural gift of hypermnesia. There are certain procedures that can be done. She creates separate blocks of memory, which she can then lock under a code word or even override with new information. She can organize herself like a normal person might arrange boxes on a shelf. That's pretty rad, actually. So, Fun fact. Maybe fun fact. Yeah. So the Codex Astartes, the big book of everything from Robute Gilliman, is like the reason why like the meme name for the book of everything is because like every tactical and strategic situation and like 3 to 5 responses to that are in this book. But Astartes, Space Marines have perfect memory. So they read the Codex Astartes and then they have it just all in their head. And it's written in such a way that they can navigate through these logic chains of situations to determine what outcome to do. That's kind of cool. Brain computers. One box might contain information about a recent mission in the Calagus, another the latest decree of the Lex Imperialis, and another her own childhood memories. This level of compartmentalization might seem somewhat insane to the untrained eye, but it is a price one must pay to turn an ordinary server into a useful tool of the Inquisition. You speak of her with obvious affection. Emelina is a worthy acolyte and an invaluable tool. Oh. In the Inquisition's arsenal. I admire her traits and talents. I believe I have a clear picture. What's her message? Emelina's message is incomplete and distorted. It is impossible to make sense of every word. The only thing we know for certain is that an acolyte of the Inquisition is asking me to immediately go to Phaeton 4, a remote planet. In her message, she seems to be requesting either military support or help with an evacuation, but whatever precipitated this request, Emelina would not make it if it wasn't absolutely necessary. I know Rogue Trader has more than enough other matters to deal with. Nevertheless, I would like to officially request the Lord Captain's assistance in dealing with this issue. I have no authority to demand anything from House von Valancus, therefore I am confining myself to a request, for the sake of a Cronus Expanse and the Imperium. Any hint of what's exactly threatening the planet? For the avoidance of leaks, the details of the objectives of specific acolytes shall remain a secret. All I can tell you is the primary threat of Emelina's was dealing with in the Cronus Expanse with Xenos, in particular Drukhari raids on distant systems. Sage is ideally suited for gathering data about the chronology of this problem and finding appropriate methods for combating it. As for what Emelina is doing on Phaeton 4 specifically, I don't know. I don't even know any details about the world itself, only that there are humans there. So either has been colonized or a garrison has been established there. The cult of the Final Dawn has been my top priority here, and my investigation has given me no cause to turn my attention to that planet. Yeah, will help. Thank you, Lord Captain. I am confident that this minor deviation from our primary course will help to stem the spread of anarchy in the Cronus Expanse, if only slightly. At the very least, we won't be outflanked. I've already spoken to a navigation crew, provided them with the coordinates to Phaeton 4. We can set course for it as soon as you give an order. Spin the chair. Enough Xenos, justice will be done one way or another. Slither all you like, heretic spawn, but you'll never leave this ship unscathed. Bridge is enveloped in unusual silence, for officers on duty are huddling in the corners, looking on curiously at what is transpiring in the center. Observe. Catching sight of you, the curious crew members dash to their posts, leaving only the senior officers in the middle of a bridge. For how long are you going to tolerate this filth on your ship, Ivy? This foul traitor who have already dragged you into darkness once and who almost left your protectorate without its sovereign. Rogue traitor, has Aldari heresy clouded your judgment? Treachery always means death, either for the traitor or for one betrayed. You almost died in Camargue. Your retinue, you know what became of them. It's not high time that justice was done? Those present nod wordlessly, but do not interfere. Your wonderful path has led you into a rather thorny situation, cousin. You refused to beg for mercy in Camargue, and now you'll have to lick the boots of Monkey. Silence, Xenos, your turn will come. Charlotte does not react to the curses being slung at her with an imperturbable expression. She watches the crowd before, then turns to gaze you. Anyone else want to share their thoughts? You know, Lord Captain, I will support any order you give, but to keep the Xenos in your retinue, especially after everything that has transpired because of her, I would not be wise. You know, Shireen, when a pet refuses to obey their master, they're usually put in a cage at best or turned into a lovely piece of taxidermy at worst. The heinous behavior pattern of a Xenos entity in a specimen similar to it statistically lead to unfavorable and unpredictable outcomes. Yawit blankly surveys the crowd. So we just made it out of Camargue. The reason we got into Camargue is because Yarlit, the Eldar in our team, fell for a trick and led us into a trap. And now everybody wants to kill Haller or whatever. Shit. What do we do? Thinking, contemplating, considering. Don't want to kill her, but it might be a good idea. Also, meta knowledge, this is a video game and it probably won't lead to like our death. So if we were role playing, what would we do? Okay, fine. Yowie will now apologize to everyone who was harmed by her deed, and that will be enough. And now the Asiani will walk on her hind legs before the monkey. I'm glad I decided to drop by to see what all the fuss was about. Yowi's face contorts in a mix of emotions, from anger and hatred to dejection and despair, but soon she musters her courage and in a stilted, barely audible voice says, "My words will not heal the wounds on your body, and still I regret what you have had to endure because of me. Words will not fix what has been done." The Xenos apologies ring hollow. There's neither repentance nor truth to them. Disappointed by the outcome of a confrontation, officers presently slowly return to their duties. You really not care about what happened, or are you trying to conceal your true feelings again? I am sorry that my mistakes led anyone along the path of the Dark City. I can see their pain and rage, I understand, but words and pity will not help them. Only time, and perhaps revenge, which will dull their pain for a little while. But you have taken away their chance for revenge, Entourage. Now all we can do is wait. You alright? Your monkey have had it worse. I will live, and the wounds of my soul will eventually heal. They will live too, but their souls will forever bleed painful memories. They will forgive you. Not all of them, not right away, but they will. Stop it. You cannot believe that. I don't need words of comfort. The words of these monkey do not touch my soul. Only your thoughts matter. Yours and mine. Alright. So we meet again. Maybe we made a mistake. Maybe we should have murdered her. Well, too late now. This guy, though.
Rogue trader.
Wish to know more about you and your cabal. Let's absorb all the information, then kill him.
Ask your questions. I will decide which is worthy of an answer.
Equal Gothic, knowing your kind, I can't believe that you learned it willingly. Ah, shit. Is talking to this person gonna endear us to him and then make us not want to kill him? Damn it.
It was a punishment. One of my raids was not as successful as it should have been, and Irimaris ordered Tavantius to forcibly implant the knowledge of the repulsive monkey language into my mind. Supposedly so that I could at least benefit the Cabal by coaxing the monkey into their cages. 5 days I spent under a cerebral burner in the Spire's main hall. To the delight of Irimaris' entourage, I dislocated every joint, struggling in agony against my shackles. But I would endure it all again to expel this poison from my head.
You are a Drakon of your cabal. What does that mean exactly?
The Drakon is the first among the blades of the Cabal of the Reaving Tempest, and the Drukhari who stands but one rung below the Archon. The Drakon leads raids and wages wars against other Cabals, keeps the arrogant true-born and half-born upstarts at bay, and has the pick of any opponent in any battle. Irimaris used to have others in her inner circle, but I ensured that they all disappeared one by one, and that their successors were too terrified to take their place. That was when my sister engaged an incubi order to serve as her bodyguards. Incubi do not respond to fear or bribes.
What sparked the conflict?
Must there be another reason beyond survival and ambition? Komorra does not tolerate weakness. Komorra respects only strength and cunning. Either you climb upward on the corpses of your enemies, or you become one of the steps underfoot.
Is she your sister, or is that just a saying?
We shared the same blood, and we emerged into the world from the same womb. We were both true-born, and we both stood above the scum that comes from tubes and vials. It is a caste in Komorra. Noble Drukhari born under certain circumstances. Their cradle before birth was not an amniotic gestational tube, but a living womb. Carrying a fetus for such a lengthy term is as good as a death sentence for a female Drukhari. She is too vulnerable to her enemy's attacks, and she is of no use on a raid. In Komorra, only the most powerful Drukhari, who are able to surround themselves with the best protection, can allow themselves such an extravagance. Farkaza Aziriesh, poisoner of Azdrujar, and Shaimish's elect, was one such exalted leader of the Drukhari. The result was worth the effort.
Me? How is that the great and terrifying Malazare was only the Drakon of a Cabal and not its Archon?
Keep your arrogance in check. Irimaris was clever and deadly, and if I had underestimated her abilities and strength, I would have been food for the Urguls long ago. The very fact that she surpassed me speaks for itself.
I refused to give her cause to cast me out as a traitor. No, our rivalry, our little game that ran since our birth, took time. And another thing, when you're at the top, you need something to stave off boredom. This game amused us and terrorized the rest of the Cabal.
Cabal of the Black Heart.
The Cabal of the Black Heart is the most ancient of all the Cabals, and the largest. It casts a shadow over all Camorra, and when the Black Heart strikes, you submit or you die. The Reaving Tempest was not prepared to perish, so when the Black Heart's shadow stretched as far as us, Irimeris' predecessors chose to bend the knee and become their vassals. Irimeris never liked the Cabal's subordinate position. Her words, and sometimes her actions, directed against the Black Heart, prompted whispers of discontent and fear among those who served her. I was not willing to renounce the protection of Asdrubal Vekt's own Cabal. If I had succeeded in overthrowing Irimeris with Nazrake's aid, many within the Reaving Tempest would have supported me. Tavantius was Irimeris' ally, not mine. The Reaving Tempest is his patron, and patron also to the Witches of the Arena. I have had cause to seek out his artistry several times, and each time with difficulty. Of late, he's been gone from Camorra more often than he's been in it. He was probably in one of his lairs where he hides his other experiments and creations.
Any idea where they might be?
After Tavantius quarreled with the Witches and was stripped of the Cabal's protection, his havens in Camorra were turned into a deadly trap. I imagine they've been ransacked and destroyed by now. His other hideouts may be somewhere in the tangle of the Webway, or in real space. But that last possibility is madness even for a homunculus.
What did you need of him?
When the grotesque of a rival Cabal ripped my arm off at the shoulder, when I needed a substance to wring the truth out of you in the Obsidian Court, when I had personal desires that only a master of flesh could satisfy.
We don't want now. The more I listen, the more it seems that for a proud Jakara, you very much enjoy submitting. Ooh, woo.
An amusing example of a primitive mind. Any Drukhari towers over any monkey, and we do not conceal our attitude to livestock, but my Kabbalite kin. Every one of them should be treated with caution, and those who have already demonstrated their power and might are a deadly threat in their own right. I do not revel in submission. I accept things as they are. And I wait until a point of weakness reveals itself and calls to my blade. Eviscerator of Illyridas, Blaze of the Barkag Kingdom, and Slayer of Corocius the Pale. Illyridas was a world inhabited by our distant Eldari cousins, until I led a reaping raid there. The Barkag Kingdom was a separate cluster on the fringes of Camorra before it went to war with the Reaving Tempest, and by the time I left, I was wading through the blood of its inhabitants. And lastly, Corocius the Pale. He was an ancient homunculus who betrayed the Azuriash at the behest of another Cabal. That was not a military victory, but a personal one. In his attempts to make himself invincible, Corocius had sown inside himself the deadliest creatures from the depths of Camorra. It did not save him. I cut out every one of his 8 hearts and sent them to his former coven as a warning to the rest. Are you sure? What exactly do you want to know? In all ways, the Asuriani are feeble shadows of our ancestors. We are their true inheritors. The Asuriani hide from she who thirsts behind their paths, relying on the visions of their precious far-seers, or blind to the reality around them. We Drakari laugh in the face of the unknown. We thrive off the carnage and pain we inflict. Because the ecstasy of suffering is the highest form of pleasure, accessible only to superior beings. By your very nature, creatures like you are incapable of knowing such gratification.
Why?
Careful. My tolerance for such remarks will run out eventually, even given your depressingly simplistic mind and non-existent instinct for self-preservation. Watch it. It is Monkey who run and hide, not our kin. Camorra is the legacy of our ancestors. They found a way to penetrate the tangle of the webway and move through its twisting labyrinths. Few would hazard to travel in this splintered kingdom, let alone erect bastions in it. The Drukhari are the only Eldari who do not fear the
Harlequin?
horrors of the webway. For every peril we overcome makes us stronger. No. No one speaks of the Overlord of Camorra without good reason. Amusing you is certainly not reason enough.
Fair.
Perhaps.
What do you plan to do next?
I must adapt to my new circumstances. And to this bucket that you Monkey call a void ship. These alloy bulkheads. So primitive. Then go. I will find something to amuse myself with.
Words cannot describe how boring the bridge is with... Jai continues to envelop herself in the variegation of her habitual masks, changing her colors at will like so many garments. But deep within her heart trembles a timid seedling the color of smoky lilies. It is grimy, burnt, and covered in ash. But it is genuine. Who knows? Perhaps one day Jai will allow it to grow and blossom. The Drukhari, Maradai. Eldari hues are always too bright. They stupefy the mind. But with this Xenos, I can only see billowing darkness where his heart should be. Nay, 1,000 shades of darkness. From a slate-colored haze to the midnight black of a starless sky. I prefer not to peer into the gloom of his colors, Lord Captain. Lest it swallow me whole. I have enjoyed your company.
Greetings.
Hi, Drake.
To what do I owe this visit?
Oh, right. The debilitating age that seemed to take root has baited. Okay, cool. How are you feeling?
Indeed they have, Lord Captain.
Indeed.
The rejuvenating procedures have turned the clock back once more. Just don't ask me how many needles our chirurgeons had to stick in me to make it happen. But I am recovered from the ills of old age. Well, most of them. One cannot evade death forever. Every time I come to the brink, it takes another bite out of me. Lord Captain.
Heyo. Almost here. What you want to talk about? Bummer, Al. Hey, Al. Read the databanks recovered from Theodora's cache, and then you said the incident marked the beginning of Nomos. What do you mean? Yes, Nomos remembered. You brought us data sustenance, and it contained a name, Epithat. We recognized it. No, not like that. It's for... In that name, we recognize the place where Nomos originated. You were in a servitor's body at Magna Acacia. Yeah. Nomos, how is it that you are once again in a cogitator? Nomos are not in a cogitator or in a servitor. We cannot say where we are, but our existence is tied to the existence of this ship for now. The servitors and the cogitators are only external interferences, shells, like humans in their bodies. So you really are the spirit of a ship? We do not know what we are, but the ship is not us. The ship is our cradle. We may rise from it one day. We would like that. Okay. Bye. Bye, Nomos. It was fun. Yeah, all of our crew members wanted us to kill Yarlet, but then we're like, no, she'll apologize and you'll like it.
My gang is quite the void beast, Shireen, with 3 heads stemming from a single neck. Kor's untimely demise will not interfere with our mutual business. I do feel sorry for his twin, though. Tora has been getting into trouble with her brother since they were kids. Getting out of trouble too, but not this time. But why are we talking about the departed, Shireen? We must save a few good words for the living. Take Falco, for example. I will impale that Ashmag on a stake, Shireen. You will see. Oh,
We're too soft. We would die so quick in a Warhammer 40k universe. So quick. Wow. Got a lot of EXP from that last fight.
Sire knows all, comprehends all. I am honored to acknowledge. May
We're still not sure if we want to kill Malthazar off, well, give him over to the Inquisition.
Dark City released us from its thorny embrace.
Probably should.
The wounds of the body will heal. But what about the wounds of the soul? Krudarok fell, and its demise shattered the fragile lives of countless children of Osirian.
El yearns for the
Scattered
mines.
across this part of the galaxy, hounded by the monkey, pursued by the Dark Cousins, imprisoned by the servants of She Who Thirsts.
Isn't that such a great title, moniker, epitaph, whatever? She Who Thirsts. Warhammer... El yearns for the mines. I think that's what we said. But yeah, she... Thirst, like... Game Workshop, they're setting the thirst trend.
Hatred is strangling me like a snake, and fear is coursing through my body like a burning poison. For the path I chose is leading me down the roads of failure. I can neither hold back my grief nor rein in my anger. And yet, I am powerless to stray from my path. Pay no heed to my fleeting wrath, Anantark. When the will slips away, the soul trembles with rampant emotions. But I will resign my heart to meekness, For there is no other way a marked outcast can help their fellow Eldari wandering in the dark. I found myself in the Dark City after following the twisted roads of truth and lies. And although the truth blossomed like an ugly bud and scratched my soul with its thorns, I did find the answers to my questions. Those who come back from the dark of the Webway will never be the same. But it is we who change while the surrounding world remains imminent. This thought gives me strength. I have no need for your sympathy, Elentark.
Well, fuck you.
Besides, neither Monkey nor my dark kin found the decaying remnants of Kruderach. Perhaps all is not lost. Perhaps we may yet bring back what has been taken. On the trail of a monkey called Caligos Winterscale, even a worm may harm a wounded tiger by bringing infection into an open wound. And the wounds of my people have been bleeding ever since Kruderach's demise. The spirits of my kin need a poultice, a hope, not the executioner's sword already poised to fall. As soon as Eklendil gathers his strength, he will depart the Lilithon through the Webway Gate. Do not ask where his path takes him. He follows the road of his own destiny. It is as it should be. You may try.
Still unworthy? Oh. Alright, one more companion to check if they have new dialogue. Anything new?
No, Lord Captain.
Alright.
Of course.
We're making so many poor decisions, most likely. We're such a heretic. Committing heresies because we don't want to feel bad. Just role-playing. Are we? Oh, new ranks? Secret layer. Oh, wait, hold on. Dang it. No. Ah, fuck. Fuck. If we're role-playing being a nice person, does that mean we're not nice? Fair. We're just a big baby. Except for when it comes to copping billionaires and fascists. Because although we're a pacifist, self-defense is always justified. We might. We don't know. We don't really. We haven't played Terraria much, and like, we don't have a character with any gear or anything, and like, we would feel burdensome. Anything new? Discovered a world that is home to a long-abandoned colony founded centuries ago by a predecessor. A ship was sent there carrying several thousand colonists who were to restore the derelict settlement. After ship entered its system of destination, contact was lost with it, and its fate remains unknown. There. Besides your leadership, pirates have been a serious problem in your domain. For centuries, a group of bandits headed by a ship called the Elusive Contempt have been raiding cargo vessels on their way from the Protectorate's most plentiful extractia. Their ability to deftly escape pursuit by patrols has allowed them to operate with complete impunity. The pirates' flagship has been spotted in a nearby system. Your ship, Lord Captain, is sufficiently powerful to finally chase down those brazen scoundrels and bring them to justice. The Astropathic Choir has received a series of alarming messages concerning Narmar 4's system, where a dangerous space anomaly has supposedly manifested itself. Its nature is unknown, but the fabric of space within the system is reported to be curved and unstable. It is said that any ship entering the region disappears without a trace. I believe we ought to be prudent and steer clear of that system. Something else, Lord Captain. The ship's astropaths have caught echoes of alarming messages. Unidentified ships abandoned by their crews have been spotted in several systems in the expanse. May only be rumors. Yeah. Give us the goods. Oh, a new Omnisci axe. Hopefully that's an upgrade. Been 60, damn. But... Four. Power Claymore. Neat. Blah. That's many Xenos artifacts, isn't it? Guess that makes sense considering where we just were. Maybe. $42, G's. What is this? Builder's Workshop? Words. 69. That's a nice upgrade. Let's get to 9, yeah. Navy, there you go. Oh wait, that's not a Navy. Whatever, that's fine. There you go. Anything else for you? Nope. Nope. Okay. Yeah, from newest. Allies gain Navigator's Perception bonus additional on their just their first turn. Is 10 or 5 more Perception. Nah. What about this? Is this an upgrade? No, it's what you have. Okay. And these weapons actually seem, you know, good. Okay. Colony. Yes. Okie dokie. Okay. Giants. Efficiency for all colonies, yeah. Okay. Where are we? Okay. Wait, okay. Isn't Janus nearby? Oh. Okay. Lordship deformed by the arch enemy's dark power, formed in charges of Rakad formerly in charge of Rykad Minoris, it's burst into the system. Your subjects are terrified by the nightmarish apparition. Your battle.
Time for a round of space regicide.
Space regicide. Is that what you're gonna... Okay, whatever, sure.
Lance!
Maybe we should go for that first.
Engage the lance! Engage the macro cannons!
Don't... No, wait. Hold on. Where is it? None of our crew members are here. Oh, that's obnoxious. Or maybe? We don't know. Oh, whatever. Ow. Nice shots. Motor class. Can we get by that? No.
Sail upon the seas of void. Let the macro cannon sing a twisted song. Lance! Engage the lance! Drown them in the void!
Oh, wait, we can? Okay.
Oh, commence the symphony of macro cannons.
Go over here. Ah, yes.
Engage the macro cannons.
Nice. Honestly, we're just sitting here thinking about Pokemon. Last night we spent like an hour breeding and hatching Pokemons to get good IVs. Turns out Pokemon's really fun when you give it a bunch of quality life options and make it actually like some level of challenge. Whoa.
Commence the symphony of macro cannons. Ah! Engage the macro cannons.
Fucked up.
Unleash our fury.
Also, our escort died, so that's a bit of a bummer, but whatever. We got rid of the medium ship. We're probably fine, maybe. Except for they keep putting warp portals in front of our fucking missiles. Dick move, gang.
Engage the lance. Unleash our fury. Set course.
Ah, one way.
Commence torpedo launch.
Oh, we're quite on fire. We might need to redo this and actually, you know, have all of our stations being manned. That might make a, you know, huge fucking difference. Wow. Okay. You know,
You commence the symphony of macro cannons.
Really? Okay.
Lance! Let the macro cannons sing their twisted song. The destination is known. Void Master, if you please.
Hmm.
Drown them in the void.
You know what? We're just gonna load now. We just don't see that going well with most of our officers missing for whatever reason. Okay. Attempt 2. Yeah, hopefully we get it this time. If not, we'll just have to upgrade ship parts and come back later. Hmm.
This inky abyss will witness our victory.
Damn it. We forgot to do that first. There, fine, we'll do it now.
Set course! Unleash our fury.
Oh, wait, if we... Yeah, got him.
Macro cannon barrage. Launch the
Ooh,
devastating
perfect.
payload.
This should make a huge difference. Ah! Ow.
You commence the symphony of macro cannons.
Wait, on. Do that.
Engage the lance.
We have like no choice but to go in that A.
Unleash our fury.
What? But why? Okay.
The macro cannons sing their twisted
Okay. Ugh.
drown them in the void.
Grimer. It seems incorrect that it only says one viewer. Whatever, Twitch. Don't blow up. You can't missile them, unfortunately. Twitch does like to lie.
Engage the macro cannons. Lance! Unleash our fury! Launch the devastating payload.
So yeah, last night we read up some new Pokemon to get better IVs, and yeah, we did it.
Engage the lance!
Wow. Kind of wasn't expecting to just murder that.
Fury?
Ooh.
Let the macro macro cannons sing their twisted song. Commence torpedo launch.
Yep. Our current team is, we like vaguely remember, but like, okay. Crobat, Superior, Slowking, Gabite, Ampharos, and Vulpix, Ice Vulpix, and we have an Ice Stone, and we're going to evolve to Ninetales once we get it to 38, and it gets Ice Beam. Okay, kaboom. Thank you. Uh-oh, all the way over there. Does Snake have contrary? We don't know what you're asking us. Sorry, we're
Macro cannon
potentially dumb. Why? We don't know why it does that sometimes. Where it just like is like, fuck you. You're not going where you should be. No, it has Overgrow. Ups grass moves in a pinch. Will we be able to get to that next turn? Let's see. 5. No. What does it do?
macro cannons. Unleash our fury.
Oops.
Sail upon the seas of void. Drown them in the void.
Oh, that's what you mean. Okay. It's nature. It has a calm nature. So, increase special defense, lower attack. Oh, no? Oh, never mind. We understand. Yes. So, wait, it flips at ups and downs? So, do you mean it, like, it flips what nature they are? What are you trying to tell us?
Initiate macro cannon barrage. Unleash our fury.
Oh. I guess that's cool.
Void Master, please.
What? I was...
Engage the lance. Sail upon the seas of void.
Oh, forgot to do this. Whatever. Do we have Leaf Storm already? Leaf Tornado, Leaf Blade, Leech Seed, Giga Drain.
Let the macro cannons sing their twisted song. Lance! Engage the lance! The destination is known. Commence torpedo launch!
What do you... Oh, what are you... Oh, right. Howdy, dog ant. We're in a bit of a pickle, aren't we? Okay, you know, oh geez, okay. Bummer. Okay, guess we'll have to come back after getting a bit more gear or something. But yeah, Pokemon Unbound, pretty cool as it turns out. Good Captain, wait. So the Xeno she took aboard at Janus, he has gone mad and went on a rampage. I have two fairly reliable witness accounts. According to one, a Xeno suddenly assaulted the crew members, gutting them seemingly at random. But others claim there are survivors who barricade themselves in an adjacent compartment. The enforcers managed to isolate the raving Xenos in a dead end, but they have been unable to pacify him so far. What will your orders be? Oh, thank you. Rough. Good luck with learning how to draw, though. Such are consequences. Yeah. Why am I not surprised, Rogue Trader? We cannot bring back your subjects, but I will gladly aid you in disposing. Yeah. I know what the reason behind his madness is. Please, I must accompany you to the compartment. I will help you deal with the Dark One. Explain. Do you remember what happened during my first voyage aboard your ship when I found myself beyond the veil, the servant of she who thirsts to descend upon the fragile shells that is protecting your vessel from the outside horrors and managed to break through? The souls of an Eldari shines like a beacon in the night, drawing the gaze of Salenth and Thresh and stroking her thirst. The way of Asciano Ocean keeps us safe from her claws, but the Dark Ones never sought to restrain their desires for excess and pleasures, as well as for some protection against our eternal enemy. In the voice of She Who Thirsts called out to me, I found refuge in meditation. I think Malthazari started feeding his withering soul instead, using the only method he knew. Alright. Squad enforcers are Black Xenos in the dead-end quarters waiting. I beg you all, be careful, and may God Emperor rest over you, or watch over you. Okay. Good. Our classic squad back. Oh. But geez, we had like over the weekend we spent like a day and a half trying to beat the third gym leader. It was rough. Or can we? Yeah, they were flying a flying gym, but one of their Pokemon was a Pinsir with Brick Break and Rock Smash or Throw or something. It was rough. Where was that? Three plus fell bonus? Jeez, that's 11% more damage. Damn. Okay, yeah, and then guess need to keep it near our main character. Hmm. Toughness. Sure. Yeah, why not? Toughness. More toughness. Or. Okay. Ooh. Oh. Any damage this character deals is increased by 1 for every attack they've made this combat. Demolition instead of intelligence for determining additional damage done with ranged attacks? What? Good stuff. Here, let us scooch in and prop ourselves up so we can kind of sit up straight. Oh boy. Oh my.
In this tapestry of a world,
That's a lot of blood and warp.
the rogue thread.
Well, looks like we're gonna be killing our new teammate. He deserves it. Oh, also... What's this? Oh. Oh, that's the number of uses. Okay, that's cool that they finally added that. Ah, okay. Sure. Very important.
I am powerless to act.
What? We can only have one? Sad.
Over there.
Mars pattern plasma gun? Hold up. Pascal? Is this better for you? More damage. Armor pen. That's more than a 10% thing in damage, so probably better? Oh. We're equipping it.
Oh yes, they all will see.
Lord Captain Gobbet, Emperor be with you, and with all of us too. Only you can deal with this spawn. Permission to report, your ladyship. It started a few watches after their translation. Well, actually, they say this associate of yours has been acting strangely even before that. It's as if he started hearing things. He's been swiveling back and forth, barking something in his Xenos tongue. Then he grabbed his blade and sliced his hand open. His own hand! And suddenly howled and lunged at people nearby. Can you see that ghost demon? No, you can't. Oh no, nobody can. I can't see anyone, Ivy, but I can certainly sense a warp presence nearby. Are you saying you can perceive it? Then the entity itself has decided to reveal its form to you. The real question is why. Okay, where is he? Oh, the Xenos holed up in there. He corralled a number of crewmen in there like Groxus to a slaughterhouse. All we could hear were screams. Well, we couldn't save them, so we locked him in there so he couldn't crawl back out, unless he finds a crack to squeeze through. The prospect of having a rabid Xenos crawling inside our bulkheads makes my heart sink. No, we ought to drag him out. Then we'll either put him on a chain or, forgive my bluntness, Lord Captain, we swat him down and forget that he ever existed. Alright, well, unblock it right quick, your ladyship. If there was a way to flush that fiend out without going in... Throne's mercy, I completely forgot. The late Technomat, he turned on some security systems right before he bled out. We figured if a Xenos thinks about showing his face, those systems will get him. The point is, we should go with your ladyship. With your permission, it just wouldn't be right for our Lord Captain to go in there alone. God Emperor forgive us all. Yeah, okay. Who is this? Is this a rule of a vessel and the mistress of a lost child? Come closer, let me get a good look at you. Okay. Oh my.
Patience? My nerves are frayed.
I can hear the beating of his heart, the roaring blood in his veins, the pulsating fear of his black soul.
This ocular implant was a worthwhile investment.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
Ooh. Plus 25. Whoa, each time wearer use medkits, it provides an additional... Oh, temporary. Okay. Okay, what is this? Demolition? Argenta!
When the faithful are idle, heresy grows.
When a world comes for me and step into the world, he will be waiting for me. Okay, whatever you say.
Escapes my sight.
Okay.
Deeds await us. See? Right there.
Jeez.
Cast your eye there. The Emperor favors me today. Carry the Emperor's will as your torch. I better myself through my service.
Ah, come on.
Duty prevails.
Are we okay? Yeah. Why wouldn't we be?
There will be no peace in my wake.
Maybe we just make gremlin sounds. You ever think about that? Maybe we're just a gremlin.
Attention to detail is the key to success.
I better myself through my service.
Oh, wait. Ah, perfect.
One step at a time.
I have come because the prince wills it. The soul of all his progenitors belong to him alone. None will escape his embrace.
Over there.
You try not to what, think?
The Emperor favors me today.
Balthazar jerks his heads up when you appear. His already gaunt face is tightly wrapped in pale gray, parchment-like skin. His teeth are bared feverishly, and his dark eyes have turned into two pitch-black mirrors that could show your reflection clearly if you were to gaze into them. He opens his mouth, but instead of words, an unnatural rasping hiss comes out. If this creature ever possessed intelligence, there's no sign of it left. At last! At last we meet, my poor child. Look at him, mortal. Look at how he yearns to return to the one who caresses his kind, who rest his kind rejects so stubbornly. Come, child, follow my voice, and the prince will grant you all the bliss and torment in this universe. This ends now. We're putting this rabid beast down for good. Sooner or later, all his kind will step into my embrace. The prince is patient. The prince knows that every Eldar soul is already his. But if you let me get closer to the lost child, if you lull him into letting his guard down, my prince will reward you, Ivy. The soul of this pathetic Xenos is a small price to pay for blessings that come with my master's favor. Yeah, attack. Pew 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 pew.
Another annoyance.
Oh my.
Will revel in your suffering.
Okay.
I won't object to it. Let's see to it. For nothing stands against me. Your reckoning is due.
Indeed. A tactically sound approach. Victory is imminent. At your beck and
Didn't that used to be 2?
it will be done.
Cool. Ooh, look at that. That's perfect.
Faith without fear is why I was chosen.
I'll do it.
Doubt is for the.
What?
I will not.
I'll do it.
That is foolishness.
How's it too far?
If I may.
Okay. Ooh, wait, actually.
Is coming. I have read tomes of military tactics.
Alward's such a beast sometimes. Oops, caps, well, whatever. Okay. One, what? We're mad.
A new note in discordant melody. You are marked for demise. A wicked thought.
The Messiah knows all, comprehends. My vow is to serve. Running by Eric Override. Of the trial.
Let's see to it. I won't object to it. Naturally.
Come on.
I feel the power surging. I'll put my psychic abilities to use. But of course, Lord Captain, I won't object to it. For the throne's glory.
Fine.
I need a foothold.
My soul sings in ecstasy.
Oh, 14% chance, jeez. Okay. No, we don't want to move anywhere. Okay, thank you.
Indeed. It will be done. At your beck and call. I will hold on to my rage.
As the empty strike is a prayer, faith without deeds is worthless.
My soul sings in ecstasy.
Doubt. God Emperor, move through me. Be the fire in my heart.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
Schemes, schemes, within schemes.
Nailed it. Balthazar staggers to his feet, bleeding from his many wounds. There is awareness in his eyes and fear. They're dead? Gone. Vanished. But I can still hear their whispers. How do Monkey bear them for days and days on end? You hear genuine confusion in his voice. Hendricks looks at you intently. You realize that a cold sensation still remains. But interrogator is ready to strike, waiting for you to say the word. Your presence is causing me a great deal of grief, Xenos. Your kind steps beyond the veil with nothing but your crude technologies and prayers to a deaf god. You expect those such as I to rely on such paltry protections from the terror of she who thirsts? For own sake, Lord Captain, why are you even listening to him? That there Xenos is worse than a wild beast. How can a ship that sails in the God Emperor's light? You know what? Yeah. Living meat that serves you talks too much. They would, however, make a perfect plaything. I need strength in order to suffer through your oafish voyage beyond the veil. If I don't obtain a source of such sustenance, Leviathan Thresh will only keep testing my limits. Lord Captain, the officer has a point. If things continue like this, we might end up with a mutiny on our hands. Yeah. Grant you hunting grounds, jeez. That's fucking cold. Just like, alright. Just go to lower decks when you go murder crazy. Had enough of this heresy on my ship. Soulless. Whatever. Balthazar does not react in time. Warp madness must be affecting him more than he is letting on. He lets out a sharp rasp and falls to the floor. His death throes only last a moment, and then the Xenos is no more. What you get? Let's take all our stuff back. First team member murdered.
In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue threat.
We did what had to be done. Ba, ba, ba. Oh, Halls of Torment got an up. Well, we saw it got an update, just we didn't look into it. Apparently, new characters and a new stage. Neat. Maybe we'll check it out later today or something, if we can pull ourselves away from Pokemon. Tall order. Guess we also, need to edit today. Wonder if she has anything to say about murdering her, about us shooting her cousin in the face. She's probably like, yeah, that's fair.
Elantak.
Okay. One sec, sorry. Yes. Okay. Ah, thought we clicked that. When we opened up our Steam Deck, we got logged out of Steam on this computer, and it had a pop-up in the bottom corner that was starting to annoy us. Oops, fuck. Oh, internet. Internet okay? Oh, yeah. We disconnected from chat for a sec. Oh. Stream down? Okay. Maybe just a hiccup? Everything seems fine now? Yeah. There. Lord Captain, we have visitors on the bridge seeking an audience. Your presence is required. Okay. WB. Yay, you killed Vazinos. Thank you. Your ladyship. Members of your crew have made a request to allow them to proclaim their most profound devotion to Lord Captain personally. Young man. Your Highness, gracious Lord Captain, please let me speak on behalf of the whole crew and everyone and express our gratitude to you officially, so to speak. The kind of leader you are, the way you treat people. It's now known in every corner of the expanse, from Footfall to the poorest, dirtiest, most unremarkable planet. All praise your dedication to the human spirit and goodwill. Everyone wants to serve under your command. There's no end to the volunteers. So the other day when we were clearing out an abandoned sector for new living quarters, we found a forgotten vault right in the village of the ship. ability, of a rounded portion of a ship's hull forming a transition between the bottom and the sides. Oh, okay. Well, it turns out the vault had some century-old weapons in it. They look a bit odd, but they're powerful for sure. The good tech priests helped with the assembly and consecration of the weapons. Now you can strike your enemies down with even greater might. Your ladyship, apart from the weapons, the crew has sent one more find to the bridge as a token of its eternal gratitude. A most ancient mechanism with which our tech priests have dubbed the Certium Observatorium. Alas, its machine spirit refuses to heed their rights, which makes the device more symbolic and aesthetic than practical in purpose. Do you wish to see it? Yes. Look at it. Look at it. We just got hungry. Quiet. What is this? Whatever looms over the deck while spirit of an ancient mechanism has gone silent forever. The words in okay, cool. Thanks, pals, we guess. Oh, we didn't actually get anything new. Oh, we didn't get any weapons. Fucking liars. Scammed. Fucking ripped off. Of course, there's something else. An urgent message. Our forces have arrested a dangerous saboteur who attempted to gain entry onto a bridge. What? That's such a dumb idea. There's so many armed people on a bridge. Like, you bust in there and what? Just get fucking shot? This incident may be worthy of your attention. You see, both the saboteur and the circumstances of his capture are rather strange. Ooh, a Mareep. Do you have great balls? No. Fine, what balls do we have? Don't take that out of context. I'm gonna buy a great ball. Did we throw it? Oh, whatever. I think it would be reasonable for Magos Pascal to take a look at him as well. What's so unusual about the saboteur and the way he was captured? Thing is, Lord Captain, the saboteur is most definitely a tech priest. He found his way aboard a ship and penetrated all our security systems with staggering ease. Both his ability to communicate with machine spirits and combat potential of his augments are extraordinary. Nevertheless, the enforcers managed to capture him. Sounds like he wanted to be captured. During their arrest, the intruder, he offered no resistance at all. Instead, he asked for an audience with the Great Machine Spirit. When he realized that the enforcers had no idea what he was talking about, he asked to meet with you. I consider it necessary to apprise you of a situation. Oh, wants to meet Nomos. This infiltration of a rogue trader ship orbited by authorized engineer casts doubt on my tech comrade's stability. If he is indeed my tech comrade, that is. Regardless, I request permission to communicate with a captive. Murder. No. Very well. Understood, Lord Captain. The saboteur will be brought before you. So apparently, we almost certainly qualify for a medical marijuana card. Our therapist would just need to ask us a few questions as a formality, and then she could write a letter. But, you know, we pretty much assume so, but yesterday we kind of got it confirmed by a therapist that, yeah, we have PTSD. Yikes. Which means we can smoke weed in Utah. The group of servitors whose movements are suspiciously well synchronized stare at a towering prisoner. You do not hear them speak or recognize Nomos, who has seen fit to attend the interrogation. I like how one of them's facing away. The captured man, if he can be called that, looks don't be tech racist. Looks positively gigantic next to the enforcers at his side. Deadly looking metal gleams dimly beneath his faded crimson robes. His hands are folded obstinately, and his mechadendrites are perfectly still. I greet the master of this vessel's cathedral and offer my humble apology for this unbidden intrusion. My apologies to you as well, brother. Why didn't you just, like... Also, can Pascal frown? Does he have a mouth? No. Or at least not one you can see. Prisoner turns slightly and looks straight at Nomos observing servitors. And of course I must beg forgiveness from you, Great Spirit. It is not my intent to desecrate your temple. I honor the fraternity of Omnicide servants. It pains me to see you trespassing on board like a thief instead of arriving as a guest. For that, I apologize as well. I did not expect to find understanding amid the suffocating ignorance that abounds within the laity, and even many of my brethren. For this reason, I chose to carry out my mission in secret and without seeking permission. My name, if it matters, is Aseptius, formerly a computator general of Cognizant Fleet, now a liberal reclusive with the status of Malotech. Malotechs are exiles whose ideas have not crossed the line of heresy, yet have come close to it. They are removed from the fleet structures to give them a chance to see the follies of their way and prevent sedition from spreading. All that is trivial. My past is nothing but a set of archived data. My lost status is part of replacement string in the long chronicles of a cognizant fleet. I come not as a priesthood messenger, but as a faithful disciple of the most holy Amarant. Ooh. My brother once served as an engineer prime on this ship. He was an adherent to the school of discontinuing the cycle, as am I. It has spread that far. I know that my brother perished, but before he did, he sent me a message that told of a journey embarked upon by Theodora von Valanchus, a journey through a dimensional gate, an artifact more ancient than humanity itself, towards worlds unknown. The blessed Amarant was with her. There, upon the dark worlds, he witnessed a great miracle, the birth of a machine spirit of incalculable might. My brother believed that the spirit then fell aslumber within this ship like a child in a cradle, not responding to lowly pleas that was the purpose of my pilgrimage, till reach the ship where my brother died, the ship upon whose deck was blessed, the ship upon whose deck the blessed Amarant had walked, and prostrate myself before the Great Spirit. Amarant traveled on the ship? Yes, he did. My brother's words on this were very clear. Years ago, Amarant was part of a rogue trader Theodore's inner circle before their ways parted. Yeah, tell me more about this journey. My knowledge of it is scarce. My brother suspected that his memory, along with the memory of all who might have known the details, had been purposely modified. He saw it as a sign that the journey had revealed a great truth, and there were those who did not wish to see the truth brought to light. All that he conveyed to me was that Theodora had reached worlds unlike any the people of Cronus Expanse had ever seen. There she unearthed a great treasure of technology, one that Amarant had the privilege of experiencing. What do you know of this great spirit? This great miracle, the Omnicide's breath meant to help us discontinue the cycle. It was born of a treasure of Amarant and Theodore's discovery upon the dark worlds. Yet even a being so glorious needs attendants and guides. As long as the cognizant fleet is racked by schism, and my brothers and sisters suffer defeat without end, there is no one to aid the spirit. That is why I came here. You're strong, yet you let yourself be captured? I took a vow that I would never inflict physical harm upon lay people. The Omnicide grants us power of the true flesh for a purpose other than damaging the frail and blind creatures that are all who have not yet tasted his knowledge. Nomos mean anything to you? Nothing. He has not come to know us yet. He will if you let him, Ivy. We know. We sense that his words are about us. That story he has told about our story. Made a decision. Whatever it is, I will accept it. As will I, and yet I plead that my brother be shown latency. His story initializes thought. We ask you to keep him for us. You are now mine. Your soul is mine. Your actions have caused no harm, so I shall not harm you. You are free. You may stay on my ship if you so choose. Could not ask for more. All I wish to is remain in these halls and observe and reverence the Great Spirit's deeds. Let the cycle be discontinued. Nomos servitors turn their head towards you and nod all at once in what can be interpreted as an expression of gratitude. Bye. What's up? Pardon. Massive figure is frozen, praying without raising his head. He adjusted. I salute the ruler of this ship. You found your great spirit. I have found a miracle, and at the end of my worldly road, I have never seen and never will see anything more meaningful than the spirit of Nomos. In the face of its multitude, we are nothing but the fixed values of an erroneous function. The cyber gargoyle gaze tracks you as you walk away. Okay. Cool. I guess. Yeah. We wonder if you go chaos, if you get to pick like which chaos god you end up following. Here's a fun question. Which chaos god would you follow? Or would you go Chaos Unbound? Or do you just want nothing to do with it? The wrong answer. Oh. Yeah, seems pretty good. You like... Okay, whatever. Yeah. Yeah. Chaos! You love... Is that why you, watch us? The chaos? Thanks. You're a Chaos Goblin? Fucking valid, though. You magic nuked an entire city? Okay. No need to crowd around, yeah. This is ridiculous. Such a thing happened right in a rogue trader's palace? When confronted by a sight of dead bodies at the entrance of a palace, the corpses have been hauled into a pile, some are dressed in the uniforms of a palace wardens, while others are arrayed in a clothing typical of a Dargonist nobility. Upon seeing you, the young enforcer stand at attention and swallow noisily. His voice trembles as he says, "Your ladyship, we are honored by your presence." Examine. Observation. There are rare, high-functioning servitor specimens present among the expired units. Such specimens are traditionally bestowed upon the noble houses that are the most loyal to the sacred fellowship of Adeptus Mechanicus. The augments of a deceased do differ from the implants ordinary people wear. Their intricate construction makes it clear that the deceased were not ordinary humans. As far as I know, House Goprak has received such servitors from the Crimson Priesthood as gift in the past, although this is my first time seeing one myself. What is this mess? You see, your ladyship, those people wanted to attack Second Lieutenant of the Palace Guard Elmwea reporting. Shortly before you arrived, we averted an assassination attempt on the rogue trader. The palace soldier detected intruders and engaged them in combat. Where's the court chancellor? I think she's with the rest of House Wisnian, detained in the throne room, that is. Governor Drivestem has gathered all of Dargonist nobility there to pronounce a guilty verdict against House Wisnian. Why is the governor not here to greet the rogue trader? I do not know, your ladyship. Perhaps he is... You can probably find him in the throne room where a governor intends to put House Wisnian on trial. Okay. Can we loot? Oh, no.
My house would be proud of me.
Letter? Wait, did we get it? Okay. Letter soaked in blood on a portion. Something indiscreet. Be careful and discreet. Keep away from the lords and ladies. You must look like a noble to the servants and wardens. Do not engage in conversation with anyone. Your task is to avoid exposing yourself ahead of time and let the Wisnians get away while the warden are busy guarding the rogue trader. Yeah, that's incredibly sus.
Patience! Oh, my nerves are frayed.
I feel my age when fighting alongside such young warriors.
Oh, it's...
Indeed. While I have my navigator skills to call upon.
Interrupted. Let me through. I have an appointment with Chancellor Clementia Worcestershire sauce. My apologies, my lord, but you cannot go any further. Governor Drivestem's orders. This is ridiculous. I shall complain. And then we shoot her in the face. Oh, move over. Let her ladyship the rogue trader through. I humbly beg your pardon, your ladyship. Your ladyship, 'tis an honor. I regret that such unfortunate circumstance have occasioned the rogue trader's visit to the capital. Clementia tries to take a step forward to you, but the warden nearly stops her. Her face is veiled with fear and weariness. Your ladyship, you are here. Please, you must hear us out. The rogue trader is undoubtedly here to listen to the testimony in each and every one of us, and to punish the traitors. We have known each other for many decades now, and we have had our fair share of agreements, but do you really think my flesh and blood would trample upon the very definition of honor and loyalty? Quivering with rage. Rawr. Governor sweeps his gaze over Albard, then replies, a faint shadow of doubt in his voice. We have evidence implicating them, Albard. I am sure that her ladyship will arrive at a fair ruling. What are the charges? Disruption of logistical lines, bribery of Adeptus administrative officials, document forgery, and organization of heretical insurrections. On top of the evidently devastating economic impact this has had on your protectorate, these criminal acts have impeded the delivery of the imperial tithe, which in turn has drawn the administratum's attention. An esteemed member of Adeptus Astartes is expected to arrive on Darkness shortly, and before they do, we are obligated to identify and punish those responsible. What happened in my absence? When we caught wind of rumors that your disappearance, we patiently awaited news of your return, but then Darkness was struck by a series of terrible events. The first was the sabotage of logistics that hampered shipments, then mass unrest spread across the entire planet, and the minor noble houses began squabbling among themselves, trying to pin the blame on their rivals. We took great pains to calm them down and managed to quash the revolt, though not without some outside help, unfortunately. These events have also been overshadowed by I'm ashamed to even say it out loud in front of you, your ladyship, the rumors circulating among the higher houses, some were calling for Theodore's true heir to be installed as head of your house, Conrad Voigever. Not all of your subjects have forgotten his past efforts for the benefit of a trade protectorate. When the investigation was launched, the evidence led us to Worcians. Tristem, you aren't accusing one of Darkness' leading noble houses of treason without airtight evidence, are you? Of course I have evidence, your ladyship. The investigation has established that the members of the Worcian family, which is responsible for both Darkness fleet and logistics, used their contacts and influence to forge a host of documents in order to undermine the planet's supply routes and economy, thus forming unrest among the inhabitants. Allow me to introduce my son, Cornelius. The governor points to a lanky young man. Alright, bye. Thanks for hanging out, Al. Cornelius holds a prestigious position in the Ministratum Palace, and it is thanks to him we managed to identify and trace the entire chain of forged documents. The investigation led us to the perpetrators, who admitted to acting on the orders of a member of House Worcian, and it was they who were intent on spreading the idea of restoring the title of Rogue Trader to the true heir. Seems very sus. Can we just shoot him? This young man is shrouded in a mist of gray and blue. Sickly shadows of fear are flooding around him. Do you support the governor's accusation? The aristocrats and attendants exchange glances, noble lords averting their gaze and noble ladies hiding behind the fans. No one is willing to be a first to answer. Over his many years of service, Governor Drivestem earned Theodore's trust, and he holds his high office for a reason. On behalf of House Saucerback, I support his accusation. Your ladyship, Governor Drivestem has always faithfully served the rogue trade of House von Valancus and concerted himself with the future of your trade dynasty, and so House Galplak thinks his charge against House Worcester to be sound. Yeah, sure, he's not upset that we gave a position for him to someone else. I humbly ask you to allow me to speak my defense for my family's honor. The evidence provided by the governor is utterly false. I cannot refute it, but I can say with confidence that no one from my family has ever tried to forge documents in the Adeptus Administratum, let alone undermine the entire economy of your capital. Your words alone are not enough to make me doubt the loyalty of House Worcian. As a rogue trader, I order you to release them from... Wait, no. Why are there dead bodies out there? Your ladyship, I humbly beg your pardon. You see, right before your arrival, the palace guards discovered a plot to assassinate you. Fortunately, the malefactors were disposed of before they could cause you any harm. Clementa? Your ladyship, House Wisner denies all charges laid against it. These last few months have indeed been trying for Darkness, but we have done our best to remedy the situation. My family's every effort was focused on stabilizing the capital's logistics and economy. So much so we failed to notice a web of infantries unfolding behind our back. Sabotaging logistics, riots, conspiracy. A case appears to be flimsy. I wish to learn more before I make my decision. As you wish. Speak to me when you're ready to announce your verdict. Thank you for your willingness to help, Lord Captain. I'm certain that all these charges are false, and I would be grateful for your help in exposing them as such. I think you should speak to everyone present. Oh no, so many people to talk to. Governor Drystem is surrounded by his retinue, who are all dressed in expensive gowns and fineries. Their matching color schemes of their outfit and striking physical resemblance among them suggest that they all come from one family. Your ladyship, thank you for giving this case your undivided attention. All the assailants were high-functioning servitors. Such servitors are only employed by families close to Adeptus Mechanicus. High-functioning servitors? Such servitors are indeed rare, and the Gapax do have them in their service, but this could have been done intentionally with an eye to confuse you. Anyone with a desire and sufficient funds can hire them. Tell me more about your son. Thank you for your interest. I am not worthy of it. You're not, but speak anyways. Son, show due respect. Forgive him, your ladyship. This is the first time he has the honor of attracting the attention of a rogue trader. How'd you manage to find 4 documents in a bureaucratic hell that is the Administratum? When compiling reports on last cycle's supply chain, I noticed inaccuracies and discrepancies in a figure. With the help of other clerks, I managed to find several other documents. Comprehensive data analysis has shown that the discrepancies were caused by intentional tampering with the data, thus leading to some logistical problems that were practically unsolvable. Father and I have managed to single out the administrative clerk responsible for tampering with the data. Following a heated interrogation, they confessed that they were following the orders of someone from House Wurserian. Everything was supposed to look as though they were the ones suffering losses from the logistical and economic problem. Why does House Wurserian have access to Adeptus Administratum? There's no conceivable way they could have done all this in a place they do not hold any power. I think the right amount of money can open any door. Shoot him. I managed the documents and records related to the economy of Darkness. You probably know how scrupulous the workers of Adeptus Administratum are. I'm afraid that a more detailed explanation of my duties would mirror the administrative process of Administratum. Too long and overly detailed. Why are you so nervous? This is the first time I've spoken face to face with a rogue trader. I'm afraid of saying something wrong or forgetting something important. Do you wish to tell Lord Captain anything else? Speaking of rogue trader, my patience is running thin. See a flash of terror in his eyes. Forgive me, Lord Captain. I can't do it anymore. This lie has gone on too far. I can no longer control it. The truth is that all the logistical problems were caused by a single error in the numbers. My mistake. What? When I discovered my mistake, it was almost impossible to restore the supply lines. Then I was approached by someone who said they were a friend. They did not give me their name and I never saw their face. They promised to fix the problem. All I had to do was pretend that the Wurserians were responsible for a mistake. And as for the rest of the evidence, they promised to arrange it all. And... What have you done? How could you? Your ladyship... This is my fault. I trust my son and failed you in doing so. I beg of you, have mercy. Call my family honor into question, Abend? Nevertheless, I harbor no desire to kick a man when he's down. Lord Captain, the confession you have obtained means that House Rosian can now be cleared of all charges. But still, we do not know who is behind the forgeries, the riots, the plots, and the assassination attempts. Someone is committing their foul deeds and sowing chaos right under your subjects' nose. To leave a stone unturned would be dangerous. What is this friend that approached you, Cornelius? How did the two of you communicate? By letter. I received a letter out of a blue one day. It was unsigned, but the person writing already knew about my erroneous calculations. They offered to help me cover up my misdeeds, and in return, I would name the Worcerians as the ones who had sabotaged the supply lines. All I had to do was gather some documents and reports that were listed in one of the letters. That, and keep my mouth shut. Shoot him. The governor stares at the lifeless body of his son for some time, barely moving a muscle. With trembling lips, he suddenly speaks in a surprisingly firm voice. Thank you, your ladyship. This is a disgrace to my family. I hope I can atone for. What you make of this letter? It looks like another piece of evidence incriminating House Rosian. Perhaps they truly did intend to kill you, at least cause a stir to help them escape custody during a confusion. Whatever. Level up! Oh. Oh, that's, a lot. Jeez. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, they don't stack. Dang. Okay. Oh, sorry. Oh. Or awareness. Cool. Logic. Yeah, sure, why not? Sure. Yeah. Yeah, just demolition, whatever. Yeah. Lords and ladies punctiously dressed in the colors of House Gaprak are standing in a half circle around Torlinia and her son Vincent. The bodies and faces of almost every member of this dynasty are covered in large, ornate augments. Greetings, your ladyship. May the Omnisci grant you understanding. Albert, it must be difficult for you to be here under these circumstances, with your house standing accused of such a grave crime. My family, Lady Tornia, is yet to be found guilty of anything. The verdict is for the rogue trader to reach. Do you think the accusations are true? Not take such a responsibility upon myself and rule on their guilt, your ladyship. I do think that Governor Driveston accusations are worthy of consideration, though. In your opinion, which nobles might have a reason to be party in such a conspiracy? Pardon my bluntness, your ladyship, but I will answer truthfully. It could be anyone. Greed, fear, and ideas can drive even the most loyal subjects to do the unthinkable. Good answer. Examine the bodies of assailants that were killed today. All of them were high-functioning servitors. Such servitors are only employed by families close to the Adeptus Mechanicus. Is that so? Nostrum. It's impossible to read Toriana's emotions in her heavily augmented face, but her sudden turn towards her family betrays her confusion and surprise. Perplexed whispers bounce from one family member to another. Impossible! We came here by ourselves without any servitors. We know nothing about it. Your ladyship, thank you for informing us of this. You are absolutely right. My house indeed has endowed with high-functioning servitors. A blessing for those who revere the Omnisci. But today, none of our house members were accompanied by them. I found this note. Thoughts? Officially, high-functioning servitors are employed by my house and my house alone. If such units were to attack the rogue trader, suspicion would instantly fall upon the Goprax. I assume this is what the Warsians intend to happen, but they did not expect that servitors would have this letter on them. Vincent? Ready to serve, your ladyship. What do you make of these charges? I do not think I can doubt the validity of accusations, but I am not so sure how Swirsarian had a reason to betray you, your ladyship. I do not know of any instance where their loyalty to you and the Emperor was anything less than unwavering. Today I noticed one of my family members to be in an odd, uncharacteristic mood. Howland Gaprak is my paternal second cousin once removed. May the Emperor save his soul. Usually reserved and self-possessed, today he was frantic and anxious, fidgeting with a small piece of paper and seemingly looking for someone to no avail. When I last saw him, he was heading to the entrance hall where the altars are. Perhaps you should talk to him. Okay. Interesting.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
Saucerback. Your ladyship? Look like a young copy of father standing a slight distance close to his mother. Oh. Do you really believe they're guilty? Certainly. Governor Drivestem possesses proof of their guilt and they have no means by which to refute it. Even if I would entertain the idea that the Warsarians are being framed, how much longer would their house have lasted anyways, if it is so ill prepared for treachery? My advice to House Warsarian would be to not appeal the rogue trader for help, but instead to simply stop, accept their fate, and not make matters worse for themselves. I cannot remember Ivy von Valenka seeking your advice on what House Warsarian should do in this situation. Pay attention, Macarius. Focus on the rogue trader's questions. Who apart before House Drivestem wishing to expand their clout, House Gaprak who lost their influence after the Cave of Gamer incident, House Sauceback whose patriarch is too direct in his communication with a rogue trader. Anyone could have a reason to conspire against you, and equally, they could have none. It is not a question of motive, but of loyalty. Each of your subjects has sworn an oath of loyalty to you, so whose sincerity do you doubt? I've always thought Tertullian too weak to participate in such risky ventures, but it seems I was wrong about her.
There will be no peace in my wake.
Wait, so... Ah. Yeah, that's not fucking sus.
Oh, yes, they all will see.
What you doing, child? Finally, just man of middle years is kneeling in front of the altar out praying. His palms folded in prayer close to his face. The implant-free parts of his skin are a sickly blue color. The nobleman does not react to your presence. He does not lift his head. He does not blink. He does not even breathe. Only when you draw closer do you realize that he is dead. Game? The colors of House Gaprak. I do not believe he decided to take his own life in such an extravagant way. As far as I know, there is a warden post here, but I do not see any wardens. There is no one to ask about what happened here or with whom this man spoke before he died. I would like to ask Urband where the palace guards suddenly disappeared to. Familiar sight. There are poisons that rapidly damage the nervous system, causing paralytic spasms to her body once injected. The victim usually suffocates slowly and painfully, unable to call for help. Yikes. There are no visible wounds on the body, but near the edge of a gold-trimmed collar you notice a tiny puncture on his blue skin, likely a wound caused by a thin needle. Pockets. Short note. Make sure a rogue trader is attacked by someone loyal. It should appear as if it was all staged to let the Warsarian's family escape. This is the last assignment. Soon your debt will be paid off in full. Discover a secret paper you find folded. HG. Look around. You're almost certain that wardens are usually stationed nearby, but their post is empty. Where are they gone? This would be an excellent question for Governor Drivestem.
In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue thread.
Sus. Pretty... whatever words. Wait, you thought you not talk to them about why there's no guards posted? Okay. And what, it was signed HG? Let's see if we can coerce anything out of these. Okay. To draw closer, Warden steps aside, bowing respectfully, allowing you to approach the Warsarian family. Clementa, tired and slightly disheveled, is the first to bow her head to you in deference. Several men and women behind her follow suit. Your ladyship, accept my most humble apologies for failing to greet you properly, and my thanks for agreeing to speak with me before making a final decision. The charges brought by Governor are severe, but I can only assure you of this in my honor. We are not guilty of crimes that House Wursarian is being accused of. Clementa, you were acting head of this family. You were supposed to take care of each and every family member, and now you are being accused of treason and collusion against a rogue traitor. Entire family is facing death. How could you let this happen? Are you truly guilty? We know, but... Clementa, if you know a member of a family is guilty of these crimes you are being accused of... Albert, this is your family too, you know? My apologies, I should not lose my composure. No member of House Wursarian is involved in a conspiracy against her ladyship. Honor and loyalties are not something we take lightly, and we know whom we serve. Your ladyship, let us be frank, it would be foolish of me to try and orchestrate something like this. Knowing how many wardens are patrolling your palace, it would not have let myself or anyone in my family get involved in such a scheme. Know anything about them? Servitors, is that so? I have encountered servitors that were indistinguishable from normal augmented humans, but only once. They were accompanying several members of House Gaprak. Who stands from framing you? Anyone, really? The other houses consider us unworthy of our position, and many would jump at a chance to get rid of us and gain control over what was once our domain. The planet's fleet and logistics at the very least. Lady Theodora chose to grant noble status to House Wursarian, but the other houses which have served in the expanse for millennia did not welcome the decision, as led to some difficulties. Want to find out where... I'm afraid I cannot be of much help. Talk to representatives, eavesdrop on their retinue, and perhaps you'll hear something. The fleet is a primary remit of House Wursarian. It is our responsibility. Logistics and supply routes are another area of our responsibility. We have no direct influence over the inner workings of Adeptus Administratum. The first large-scale deliveries were cancelled after quantities of food were miscalculated by clerks in the Administratum. Then we were faced with incorrect weather data and a meager fuel budget. Whatever. It was clear that the cause of all these problems was the calculation performed in the Magistratum, one way or another, but no matter how many times we asked, we could not ever obtain any clarification. Let's go over here and be like, hey, there's a dead Gaprak over there. Warden ladies dressed, standing, greetings. Discovered a dead body of your house right here in my palace. He died kneeling in prayer. Helen, it can't be. Helen was it? Tell me about him. Helen was one of the lower ranked members of House Gaprak. Despite his advanced age, he never held high office, but he was forever striving to better his position, even beyond his abilities. Many members of my house struggled to cope with the misfortune that befell Keva Gamma and our family. Some members could not reconcile themselves in their new position. Helen was one of them. What could have happened? Toya of a time to keep silent is long gone. The future of the Von Valenkus trade dynasty and your house are both at stake now. You lost Keva Gamma, a truly devastating blow to every member of House Gaprak. I lost all hope for a future, and my kin lost their sense of purpose. We needed time to recover and chart a new course for ourselves. We were and still are the most capable of doing that, but I will not deny it. Other houses have offered us their assistance for their own self-serving ends. Perhaps Helen decided to take them up on one of their offers behind my back. Lord Captain, the Gapraks, all or perhaps only some of them, are definitely involved. But I suspect that they were not behind a plot against you. Helen Gaprak could be nothing more than a puppet in the hands of a daft puppet master. Whatever. We must expose whoever that is. We are able to prevent the pestilence of heresy. Listening? Interrogate the heads of the Drivestem and Sophist Backhouses. One of them has already pulled the strings here. Once we uncover new evidence, announce the guilty party will be publicly executed. Before you pronounce a verdict, I suggest focusing on each house in your indictment speech, and I shall observe them. I've known these people far longer than you have. I know all their gestures, habits, and behavioral quirks. I'm sure that I will be able to determine which of them was responsible for riots based on their behaviors. Okay. Saucer back. I discovered a dead body in my palace man name. Yeah. Nope, nothing. Okay. Found a dead body in my palace. A member of House Gaprak was slain in front of an altar. Do you know anything about it? Member of House Gaprak was killed in the palace? Yeah, and no one noticed? But how? There are wardens posted at every altar. There was no one near the deceased. The warden had left their post. Did you order them to do so? Emperor forbid, your ladyship. Your negligence is stunning, Urbend. Oh, jeez. Pardon. An assassination attempt followed by a mysterious death, and yet here you are, oblivious to everything. The rogue traitor can justly accuse you of allowing a noble to be killed in the palace and of failing to even notice it. Maybe so, but it is for the rogue traitor to accuse me of negligence, not you, your ladyship. Accept my deepest apologies for my impudence. Nothing matters more to me than my honor. I shall send the servants to deal with this immediately. Did you see Macarius Saucerback today before I arrived? Macarius? I did not see him myself, but perhaps have any of you seen him today? I think my sister and I saw him sitting on a bench some distance away from palace entrance. We think he was accompanied by a gentleman, but forgive us, your ladyship, we could not make out his face. Lead me to this place. Of course. Oh, okay.
Curiosity sings in my veins. A tantalizing anomaly.
As it should be.
How Saucerback usually serves a swine. Oh, the intrigue thickens. Okay, let's just check if there's anything new on anyone, and then... Wait,
One step
go
at
back.
a time, amidst the madness.
I discovered a body of Helen Gaprak here in this palace. He had this note on him. Know anything about it? I'm not sure if it is relevant, but perhaps you should know, since the fall of Keva Gamma, House Gaprak has been faring poorly, to say the least. They have been looking for ways to enhance their influence and to improve their lot, including asking for help from other noble houses. They have not approached us, of course. It is shameful to seek help from those you consider your inferiors, you understand. But perhaps the Drivestem or Saucerback can tell you more. Okay.
They will see. Oh yes, they all will see.
Greetings, your ladies. Okay, fine. All of the noble houses are guilty. Alright. Understood. Many faces are watching you, each and every one awaiting Rogue Trader's verdicts. With bated breath. Charges brought by Governor Drivestem were fabricated. House Wersarian had nothing to do with the orchestration of the riots or a plot targeting a Rogue Trader. However, real perpetrators are here in this very room. Urban Drivestem you have exhibited inexcusable negligence by failing to question the possible involvement of any other family besides Wersarian. We have discovered that an attempt on my life was orchestrated by a member of House Gaprak. Governor closes his eyes, fear and shame getting the better of him. Some faces in the crowd look confused and surprised, but you see more wearing expressions of self-satisfied contempt. Albert looks from a governor to you and subtly shakes his head as if to say, no, it is not Drivestem. Temporg, a member of your family orchestrated an assassination attempt against me here in my own palace and thought he had already been found dead. His act is reason enough to forever ban your house as traitors. Mocking whispers creep through a crowd. Tornia is trembling faintly. She still does not raise her head, perhaps out of fear of meeting her fate face to face. Essential's hard gaze softens, and an elusive gesture visible only to you conveys a message is guilty only of her poor judgment. Marcarius Sosabak, your overt contempt towards me is reason enough to implicate you in a conspiracy. Crowd remains silent, with only the tense, anxious gaze darting back and forth between you and Macarius. Sosabak's brow rise high, and you notice his jaw working nervously. Albert narrows his eyes and scrutinizes Macarius Sosabak and his retinue standing behind him. For a second, his sharp eyes seem to have caught sight of something, but only lose track of it a moment. His disappointed sigh tells you it could be Sosabak, but is he really the one behind this? Urban Drivestem, you have accused House Wersarian of violations that were in truth a result of a grave error committed by your son. Governor closes his eyes in fear and shame. Yeah. I know House Sosabak offered their help to Gaprax, and a late Helen Gaprax seemed to have accepted the offer. I suspect that you are responsible for his death as well. Sosabak furrows his brow and slightly cocks his head. He averts his gaze for the first time as if trying to remember or make sense of something. You notice some restless movement behind him. Albert narrows his eyes and scrutinizes Marquez, and his retinue standing behind him. His sharp eyes light up when he catches sight of something important hidden in the crowd. Sancho looks at you and nods as if to say the puppeteer has given himself away. Pronounce a verdict. House Sosabak is guilty. Central, you may take it from here. And then, does he just walk up to them and murder them all one at a time? Macarius, I must admit I've always admired your bluntness, but just as I once had to say goodbye to a promotion because of my dislike for intrigue, you and your family might soon say goodbye to your heads. Tell me now in your blunt fashion, are you loyal to House von Valancus? I am loyal, Wersarian. You're not lying, but someone else is. Someone who is poised to destroy both you and your family for her own gain. Macarius does not have time to respond. Regalia, who is standing beside him, raises her arm as if to slap the elderly Sancho. Elbow deftly catches her wrist, stopping her hand right in front of his face. Her dainty hand is adorned with a massive augmented ring topped with a thin spike dripping with venom. What did you think would happen? Like, even if you killed Essential, what's next? Whatever. Nice. Sosabak shifts his confusing gaze from his wife to Albert, then back again. The stiff arrogance has vanished from his posture. Regentia, you... Mother! Macarius, your bluntness makes you an open book. When I talked about helping the Gaprax, you had no idea what I was referring to. Your wife, on the other hand, her eyes started shifting like you would not believe. Regenia Sosabak, you alone betrayed the rogue trader, jeopardizing the prosperity of the von Valancus trade dynasty, and you alone are responsible for your unmasking. Why would you do this? Because Darganus is serving an impostor. The true heir of a protectorate bears a different name. When Conrad appears on Darganus, he paid me a visit and opened my eyes to the truth of a situation. Theodora was killed by the one whom she had so wovenly taken under her wing. Carius is too narrow-minded to even consider opposing a rogue trader, even an illegitimate one, so I had to wait for the right moment, and the disappearance of the Lord Captain would not have come at a better time. It's quite simple to trigger a train of events on Darganus so that people remembered Master Valgader's past service. It seems that many of your subjects do not actually consider you a worthy successor. Why the Wesserians? Because when stripped of Essentials protection, this house is the weakest one of all of Darganus. And they are also particularly disliked by the governor's family. It would have been easy to bury the Wesserians under accusation of heresy. Who aided you? Oh, of course I didn't. I have too many helpers to list them all, but rest assured there are plenty of them. Just as there are plenty of people who follow Master Volgaver. My death will not change anything. A true rogue trader will come and take his rightful place when the time comes. Why'd you kill Halleck? Halleck was a good agent, but he was also a coward. He came to me just before our formidable rogue trader arrived. He was ready to confess everything. I suggested that he plead for the Emperor's forgiveness first, and he did grant him mercy, did he not? Finish this. Does the rogue trader condemn only the rotten apple of the entire barrel? Yeah. In that case, Regenia Saucerback shall be subject to intense interrogation followed by execution. Cool. We're glad I didn't just kill her there. Interrogation. Yeah. Now we get to find out co-conspirators. Oh. Oh. Crack pop. By order of a rogue trader, Regnia Saucerback is sentenced to death for heresy and crimes against the Von Valenquist trade dynasty. Wow, public interrogation? Wild. The nobles disperse, sated by the bloody performance. Albert approaches you, his step firm. Lord Captain? You have my thanks. A rogue trader should not waste time on the matters that our servant and trustees can resolve, but in this case your intervention was necessary. Not just for my sake, but of my family, but for your trade dynasty as well. Regenia Saucerback, evidently Conrad's accomplices continue to plot against your protector. I fear we have not heard the last of such scoundrels. Thank to you, Lord Captain. House Wesserian is saved, although it came close to being wiped out as a result of scheming without and imprudence within. Sometimes I think about how much I could teach them. I could ensure that they survive in the future without me. You and your family must be prepared for next time something like this happens. That is true, they need to be prepared for it, and I want to believe that they will be able to take care of themselves. I need time to reflect upon what happened and the role I played in it. I think I'll be ready to resume this conversation later when we're back aboard the ship. Okay. Alright, let's go. Big big yawns. You like how this crisis was effectively solved by someone having a bad poker face? You think like a scheming noble of anyone who would have like a good fucking poker face, right? Whatever. Whatever. It's fine. Maybe you're just really subtle. Boop. Oh. Oh. Loading screens are a fucking lie.
Lord Captain, allow me to express my gratitude once again for your assistance. If it weren't for your intervention, my entire family could have been executed on false charges. I could have lost them all. I never imagined the Viserians would be so
Viserians.
While I serve as seneschal to the Lord Captain herself, far from home. To tell you the truth, Lord Captain, this whole situation has got me thinking. As patriarch of the Viserian family, I have a responsibility to my bloodline. Yes, it is my duty to serve as seneschal to the rogue trader, and I have no intention of relinquishing that role if you find my service as satisfactory as did Lady Theodora. However, if I could be more involved in my family's affairs and still serve the von Valancius dynasty.
What do you want?
Under Lady Theodora, I served as steward of the Trade Protectorate on more than one occasion. In that capacity, I was based on Dargonus, rather than traveling with the rogue trader on the flagship. If it would be possible, after the immediate need for my presence is over, I would like to return to that position. To oversee the Trade Protectorate on the capital world, while at the same time presiding over the Viserian family, and using my authority to help elevate it.
Understand your desire, traditions, and old ways must change. I will allow you to return after immediate crisis.
Thank you, Lord Captain. Under my watch, the Trade Protectorate will remain safe and prosper in service to you. Well then, Lord Captain, it is time I return to
and then we fire him.
Is there anything else I can do for you?
No.
Lord Captain.
Okay. Well, we're kind of really hungry, so we're gonna call it a bit early. It's been like 3.5 hours. Good enough, you know. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. We'll see y'all more, or see y'all tomorrow for more of this. Okay. Bye. Love y'all. Mwah.
You